Welcome to your second Java tutorial. In your first Java tutorial, we created our cool little screen that had nothing on it. So, first thing I'm going to have you guys do is, I didn't notice this at the beginning. This said arg0. This should say drawable. Um, Switch all the arg0s to drawable. And then for the reshape, make sure the method has drawable int x, int y, and int width, and then height. This will make it easier. I forget that sometimes when you use the implements, it does this automatically. I wish it would use these names instead, but sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So make sure the names match this. Now, before we actually copy this and start lesson 2, I'm gonna add 2 lines of code that are going to be important throughout, so that way you can just continuously copy the render class from lesson 1 and always use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new variable, um, private glue, and we're going to call it glue equals new glue. Okay? You don't need to know what it does now. You'll learn a little bit later. And then inside of every method, we're going to do final GL2. GL equals drawable. That's why we renamed it. Drawable is what was arg0 dot get GL dot get GL2. Okay. Again, like I said, we were using GL2. So now, inside of every method, I'm just going to copy this. You're going to get a bunch of yellow. This is not used. Um, Fine by me. And then this is yellow because we didn't give a serialized version. So now we're all done with lesson 1 for sure. I'm going to copy everything except for the package. I'm going to create a new package. I'm actually going to create a new class with a new package. I'm just going to change this to lesson 2, and then I'm going to do same name. Again, I'm in a different package now. I'm just going to paste this in. I'm going to go here where it says lesson 1. I'm going to put 2 there so our GUI window is correct. And we're all good. Let's start coding. Now, Nihi, when I refer to Nihi tutorials, it's actually nihi.gamedev.net. There are a bunch of tutorials. We're going to be following these through, where I am. But the beginning ones are actually going to be very similar to Java as we get further on. Java OpenGL is slightly different than OpenGL calls. This is in C++, so you can't just, okay, I'm going to copy everything. It doesn't work that way. You actually have to think about what it does and then translate it from C++ to Java. Now, you guys don't need to know C++. I know the C++, and I know the Java, so I can make this translation go by really quick. This is actually going to be really quick. From here on out, it's going to be like 5 minutes, not even. So first thing we have to do now is we're going to go to Reshape. We're actually going to do something that they don't do, but we need to do. We need to do a reshape. Actually, you might want to copy this once we're done and put it in render 1, because the reshape is pretty much the same for all of them. So, reshape. The reshape code. The one I like to use is if height greater than equal to 0, height equals 1. And then final float h equals float flood. I don't even know how to spell flood. Wow, fail. Width over height. I don't know why I'm doing that. Oh, I know why. I'm thinking in my mind that it's a double, so I keep putting D, even though it's an int. I don't know why I'm thinking it's a double. Anyways, so we have float over float. So we're gonna do gl.gl view. So we have gl view 0 and the y value 0, and we're gonna leave width and height the same. So now we're gonna do gl.gl matrix. GL matrix. Why is it? Ugh. I'm just failing today. Matrix mode. There we go. Knew to finally get it. GL2 dot. GL2 is are called the GL. So pretty much everything we're gonna use is GL2 dot like this one we're gonna use projections. GL2 projection, and GL dot GL load. Okay, as you can see, everything that in C would normally, this is just GL viewport, and then these variables, this is normally just GL matrix mode and then GL projection. We have to add the GL and the GL2 dot, because that's how we do it in Java. So that's primarily the beginning differences. So at the beginning, like this level, it's not hard. So now we're making a reference to the glue variable we made up top. Glue perspective. This is 45.0. It's a float. Aspect is going to be H. This allows the objects that we draw to be able to be resized. And then this is going to be 20. These are doubles, so we don't need to put an F at the end. Okay, so it's float, 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 double, double. If you don't believe me, I'll just pull up the Java doc on the side. Float, or double, double, double. Oh wow, they're all doubles. Never mind, I lied. Anyways, GL. Oh wait, I know I put a float. Never mind. You can do some cool stuff with the redraw that requires floats. Float. Okay, GL matrix mode int, and it's gonna be GL dot GL underscore mode. Oh, GL2. Okay, so we got that, and GL dot load GL dot GL load identity. Okay, so now we have everything here set. So now when we actually draw stuff in display, it will actually render on the screen. So now we're going to go into this tutorial, and essentially what we're going to do, I'm just going to copy most of it. Like anything that has GL, you copy. You don't have to copy the F1 because we already did this. This is the full screen, so we don't even need to do it. So what we need to do is this. You're going to get errors. I know you are. I'll have a link to the site in the description, by the way. If you haven't figured that out, all the links are going to be in the description. So we're going to just go resets the view under here, translate, and then the triangle. This actually draws a triangle. Basic GL commands, GL begin, specify the type, GL underscore triangles. There's GL quad, which is square. There's GL border lines. There's a bunch. If you hit GL2 dot and then let it load in Eclipse, you'll see a bunch of this stuff. Now the reason why I'm just copying this and not changing it, I know there are errors, is because we can do the code change in like 30 seconds using Eclipse. So that's why, for the sake of time, I'm just going to copy this. I know it's a little time consuming, but everything's copied. Okay, so we copied everything from Nihi. I'm going to add one thing, gl.gl flush at the end. This is going to be important later on. So now we highlight everything. You hit the find command, which is on Windows it's Control F. I don't know what it is on Mac. But we're going to do GL, replace GL with GL.gl, and then we're going to make sure case sensitive is checked. Then we're going to hit replace all, and all the code is changed. Now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to replace GL capital with GL2.gl. Replace all. Make sure case sensitive is checked. And now there's an error up here because triangles actually has something with it. So I'm going to have to do GL underscore GL triangles. Triangle actually has GL in it. So yeah. One exception is the one that we use in the tutorial. Now I run it and it should work. Okay, so now we resize. Resize works. Full screen works. I don't know what full screen shows on my cam recording system. But anyways, this has been second tutorial. In the next tutorial, you can actually look at what we're doing next. I mean, we're going to be doing adding color, adding rotation, and then 3D shapes. So you can just go to the site, and I'm going to follow it verbatim.